All right, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Day before CPI could be a volatile, choppy day. We'll see what we get, though. Could be good price action, could be bad price action. We just got to see what happens heading into today. But, you know, if it's anything like yesterday where we just kind of chopped around and it was pretty tricky conditions, it might be a difficult day. Morning, Wendy, morning, Preston. Morning, Lemons. We'll see what we get today, though. ES is above VWAP 200 EMA. We have this hourly gap at 7784 area. NQ is also above EMA, VWAP, previous day point of control. We'll see what we get. So everything's trending up right now. I mean, we were trending down all throughout, yesterday's session. If we can see this on NQ, broke above yesterday, came back down, and then broke back above. So we'll see. We're above our previous day point of control. Above that VWAP, above 200 EMA. We'll see what we get. Same thing on ES here. We'll see what we get there as well. But market just opened up. We'll see what happens here. I do see that we are on the hourly chart. Sorry, let me just get rid of this. On the hourly chart, in my opinion, we made this low here, and then we made this new high, and we've struggled to make a new high since. So we're in this hourly bullish range right here, where we're kind of just chopping around it, but it is an hourly bullish range. So I am looking to potentially see if this gap holds up today, and we make a new hourly high. So that's what I'm watching. We'll see if we get that set up. I mean, it potentially might even front run it if, this gap right here broke us through that 200 EMA right here. Potential for, you could put longs right at that midpoint. But we'll wait. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's testing that gap now. All right, we're back. So right here. Right here is what you're thinking. All these stacked lows down here. Or low of day. So I don't even have low of day. I'm curious if right off the rip here, test that gap, midpoint, quick pop. but waiting, obviously. It's day before CPI, being cautious with my trades today. Do not want to, force anything. When right here after taking the highs, this candle, yeah, that one was nuts. And honestly, this one too, that took the lows, that was even crazier. Yeah, yesterday was tricky. I mean, when you look back at it, it's a 5-minute bearish gap. The second one I caught 10 ticks of slippage from it. Were you in long, I assume? Yeah. Morning, NDZ. Yeah, that candle was crazy. I mean, all of yesterday was kind of crazy. Like, we open up, huge wick right here, and then rip up into the highs, and then just sell off, and then have that massive, push down. My short, I got stopped out break even on that NQ short. So let's see. Holy, NQ selling off like crazy. Where are we? So I entered in right here. Something like this. I just wanted those lows. And then got stopped break even right there. And then, I mean, the better entry was we came back up into that 200 EMA and then created another bearish gap after breaking it or holding it and breaking it. That was the real, that was the real trade. You could have gotten like a 3-to-1 there, but my short was stopped out break even, this one, which is whatever. I gladly took the break even based on yesterday's, price action. Tapped that previous day point of control. Look at the reaction. I wish I you have a plan for how far you want your stop to go. But that previous day point of control, you just put a limit order there. I bet you more often than not, it would print right off open. But we're waiting. Sorry, I'm yawning. We're waiting. We're breaking below that 200 EMA though, and we're breaking below VWAP. Let's look at what is our hourly saying here. We got about 20 minutes left in this hourly candle, but we could, inverse this gap, which this hourly range that we're in right now is pretty nasty. It's like, I feel like we'll just be range bound again today. We just need CPI to hit. Yeah, look at this. Holy sell-off. I could also see this just selling off and then at about like sell off for the first, 30, 40 minutes to an hour, and then it's just going to go sideways. Also a possibility. Do we take shorts? I mean, a huge bearish gap was just created. I hate that color. Probably more chop going into CPI. Yeah, I agree. Being cautious today. It's coming up to that midpoint. What's that risk? See what's NQ doing. Testing that bearish gap off the jump here. NQ took this low. This low. Low of day down here. Daily gap down there. ES at? We'll see if this gap, I don't know. Do we trust it? Do we trust shorts? I want to see, I think I'll trust them more if we break through this hourly bullish gap. So we still got 15 more minutes on that hourly bullish gap. If we see a break through that and hold, maybe we go down into, you know, this 7766 to 7763 area. I want the OB to be broken before I do anything, I think. So there's our opening range. Yeah, I don't like that. So there's that, the gap. So I mean, it'd be crazy if we do go down there. There's just so much risk on that play. I like this better. But once again, I think I want to wait for this hourly candle to close. NQ had a better reaction off of it. What does that 1 minute look like? Yeah, that candle was insane yesterday. Yeah, you get panicked to enter into any trade because you're like, what if just a random freaking candle like that hits? Just takes you out in a second. No remorse. Just these candles are huge. It's just hard to trade it. I would have loved to take a short in there. Right here. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, but they're always messaging or throwing chats in here. I'm like, I think the same thing every time I see it too. I'm like, where do they? I bet, I don't know. I bet you it's just so cheap to like, I don't know, make them or have them just like go out and do whatever that the two people that actually click and then, whatever, get, got by the bot. It makes it worth it, I guess. Because they're like all over this chat and then like, in like comment sections of like trading content, it's just like every reply to every comment is like, join my signal group, join my signal group, join my signal group, join my signal group. And you're like, dang, or like learn from this person, learn from this person. I'm like, holy crap. So many bot accounts. No. Watching and commenting on sports games. No. I can imagine that that's something that just gets exploded all over, like, the interwebs. Because the AI vids of I don't know, it's just, I can easily, like, decipher them, but, sometimes people, like, can't, and they'll, like, send 100 plus comments. I'm always shocked at the people that, like, get got by, like, terrible AI videos, and they're like, do you see this? And I'm like, clearly that person has, like, 7 fingers, and it's, like, really fuzzy. Curious if this will hold up. So further, kind of like, gave it further confirmation. So it came up, tested this gap, and tested our 200 EMA again. Had more displacement down. We're just going to run down into low of day over here. Oh, well, it got cleared. Yeah, it got cleared. We're right at that previous day point of control. Potentially if we get above this candle right here, if we can get above that candle and 200 EMA, wouldn't be opposed to taking a long right in there up into our hourly high at 7798. Got to be safe out there from the AI. So we did break the orb here, which is interesting. So guys could get it. Oh my god. Tanya, and whatever, like 3 years from now, never gonna be able to decipher between what's AI, what's not AI. Maybe even a year. 2. I'll give it 2. So we broke the orb here. See if this hourly candle, closes through. Then I might watch for, retest up into here for potential shorts. Like almost even this midpoint. Which would that be? I might just say, let's just see what happens. Again, this hourly's got to close below. Where's that hourly? Right here. Previous day point of control as well down there. And like all this consolidation right at that previous day point of control, which is 7775.5. I mean, let me just see here. Where's that risk? Oh, equal lows down here. Gross, 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 gross. Five contracts potentially. See if we can get above 7781. If we can get and close above 7781, even better, a close above 200 EMA and VWAP. This little layout right here, this trade, this long play on the table for me. I just used one day. I just used the previous session. I think some days back it works, but if it's untested, so if it's an untested one from like 4 days back, I'll use it. But If it's one that's been tested already, then I won't use it, but I'll always keep the previous day one on. What was this location? 7781. This is on 7781. On the order is down. All right, filled. Oh, look at that move. Initial profits at 7791.75. Hopefully that's not just that midpoint test of this gap and then, gets potentially sold through. But nice move off that entry zone. $783. I did not take any initials off the run up into that midpoint, which maybe I regret, but I just want to see that opening range high. And then I want to see those hourly highs. I want to see if my idea on hourly structure is right. We left behind this gap here, so that could also get tested. I mean, it's rejecting that bearish midpoint pretty aggressively. Why your account never exists on Explorer? For the lives? I don't know. I wish I could be one with the algorithm of TikTok, but And it's like my account's been kind of, I don't know, something happened to it where I was in like this glitch phase where my stuff wasn't getting pushed out. I was getting like 1% distribution on like the For You page or Explore page. And we're just like kind of like climbing out of that right now as of like a week ago. So maybe that's also what's affecting, you know, my reach on the lives. But yeah, it's pretty much, I haven't seen any like joins in a while on the live. So don't know. I'm always, anytime I go against the opening range break, it's always just a little sketch. Or whenever I'm in the trades, I always just, it feels sketch. So, yeah. And like, you know, I had that original plan of, anytime I have that original plan of like, oh, like midpoint shorts right here, like watch it print, but we're still in it. Have faith that this will go to the hourly highs. Especially with the wick of the hourly gap too. Look at that. Come on. Don't let me down. So on the hourly, we have this bullish gap right here, and we're in a bullish trend, in my opinion. Wicked this bullish gap, so we came all the way down here, wicked and held the bullish gap. Broke back above 200 EMA and VWAP, broke above this bearish engulfing candle. That was the entry point. Trying to play this initial profits and break even at opening range high. And then we're targeting our hourly highs, which are at 7798. But, you know, we took that trade right into this bearish gap, which is never fun. Right into the midpoint. I mean, we saw a good reaction off of it into that midpoint. And now we're seeing a bit of a reaction to the downside. But there's another gap here in the 5-minute that could go get tested here. And we could see it hold. If it drops into that 5-minute gap, I'm going to add to it. Okay. Using order flow. I do not have any order flow software. The only technically order flow thing that I use are like points of control. Volume profile, if you want to consider that order flow. To me, it's just another like fair valued volume tool. It's a nice hold. Tested that 200 EMA and VWAP. Trying to hold it. Enter that after taking a previous low. I entered this trade, so the basis of this trade is we came down and tested our previous day point of control, which was at 7775.50. So we tested that previous day point of control, and then on the hourly chart, I had this bullish gap marked out from 7780 to 7784, and then on that hourly candle we were all the way down here, and it looked very strong bearish, which I think some people jumped in bear or on sells, and then we had that strong move up and ended up wicking that hourly bullish gap like right at the tail end of that candle. So then on the 5-minute chart, which is where I scalp off of and where I enter, we broke above this 5-minute bearish engulfing candle right here, which to me is just like, you think of it as like an order block or a demand zone. I just think that they hold more weight if it's a bearish engulfing that then gets broken. So then entered off of that bearish engulfing candle, which lined up perfectly with VWAP and the 200 EMA on the 5-minute chart. So that's where I entered, and initial profits I have planned at 7792.50, and then final profit is at our hourly highs. So I'm anticipating, in my mind, we're in an about bullish hourly range right here. And I know my volume profile is making everything messy, but in my mind, we are in an hourly bullish range. Been chopping around though, but I'm just planning on trying to, catch the move up into the hourly high. But that previous day point of control, also this huge consolidation area right here, wanted to see if that would provide support. I got a setup, so I thought I'd, give it a shot. If we get stopped out, that's fine. Just putting risk on a Tuesday. The day before CPI does have me a little stressed, but when your setup shows up and you have a trade idea and things kind of fall into place, you just got to take it. Win or lose. If you lose, then that's fine. It's a good journaling point. If you get the W, that's also great. So as long as you manage your risk, it's fine to take a loss. We'll see if we come down into this 5-minute bullish gap. But this bearish gap right here is holding at the midpoint. That's unexpected. Yeah. Okay. What's NQ doing? NQ is below the previous day point of control. Yeesh. Like right here, we could sell. There's some good displacement though on NQ through here. Breaking through all that would be kind of crazy. But possible. I mean, previous day point of control, 200 EMA right here. Definitely possible. holding that 200 EMA nicely. Never mind. Curious if with we just had a weird kind of glitch out situation there with the elections today, if that will cause any volatility. Don't let me down. I did the 5 a.m. gym sesh today. I'm sick of going to the gym in the middle of the day. It's starting to piss me off. I've been doing it for 2 years now of like a midday gym session, and I'm sick of it. Especially now that I like live stream and make more content and stuff. I want to spend my afternoons making content and stuff, and so I went to the gym 5 a.m. I mean, it worked great for me now at first time, but like dead ass of winter, it's 5 a.m. That's going to suck. It's easy now. But I'll only probably do like that 5 a.m. morning sessions, maybe like 3 times a week. Obviously, like if I have to do a makeup day, it's like Saturday for sure, and then you can take your time on Saturday or even Sunday. But I try to get in to the gym for weights 4 times a week. If we can get in 5, that'd be great, but 4 is the usual go-to. The rest of the time I'm walking the pup around for my cardio. I hate running. But we're good as of now. I might be crashing and burning at 2 p.m. But as of now, we're chilling. It's a battle right now. Who's going to win? Is it the Bears right here at this gap, or is it the Bulls? Issue is there's equal lows down here, which has me a little stressed, but also volume just completely died once we entered. There's another hold of the 200 EMA. Need this thing to make new highs. You know, we need to see a push. Something needs to happen. Just like volume just is dead. Not seeing any real continuation. What's that? 10, 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20. You know, about half an hour we've been chilling at this level. 20 minutes. We needed to move out of it. Catch some steam. I feel as if lately every trade I've entered in takes forever. Either for it to be profitable or for it to lose. It's been taking forever. I also need to figure out how to get like my my P&L on the stream. I need to figure out how to get that on the stream. Yeah. Every trade takes forever. Like, where's the speed? We're at that, it's that 5-minute bearish midpoint, and we're at the orb midpoint. Yeah, or 30 minutes. Or maybe just in one 5-minute candle. That would be nice too. Don't let me turn. Just having the direction be correct. Yeah. That's what I like to say too. Like, direction correct until, you know, you get to your break even point. Throw it at break even, and then it's just like, if it hits break even, okay. I used to trade on like pretty aggressively on like the 1-minute chart, and like there were times where you literally like you have your limit order there and price literally just goes on like the 1-minute chart, just like enter stop in within a minute. Oh, that used to make me so frustrated. So I stopped trading the 1-minute chart. I'm like, that I can't handle that. Just would go within a minute. Like, I at least like to, yeah, I like to marinate in the loss a little bit more. Like on the 5-minute chart here, like we can just, you know, can kind of embrace it a little bit more, prepare myself. Instead of just enter exit. Doo-doo. Yeah, this is just classic. Just like yesterday, enter and then it just chops. This is just what makes me feel like it's gonna sell, and it's gonna take low of day, and it's gonna take these lows right here. We're gonna take these lows, and then we're gonna take these lows, and then it's gonna move up. feel like we'd all be better served if right when you enter, everything just like shuts off. You enter, everything's set up, and then it all just shuts off. You have to go do something else. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I got this vintage Seiko automatic watch, and it's an automatic watch, and the like, I don't know, the grease or the lubricant or whatever's in it to have it run on automatic, 'cause, you know, every time you walk it shifts around and charges up. It's like so rusty. Every morning I gotta like shake it around, like shake it around, wake it up. It's cool though. Just, what do you do when you're in a trade? You just watch it. You guys, hot or iced coffee fans? No battery watch, no battery, automatic. Seiko automatic. So it's got the little thingy in there that charges the coil. Yeah. But, you know, then it's like it hasn't been worn in whatever 20 plus years. So I had to take it in, and someone had to like, you know, like blow, like get all the dust off of it. You know, if you had like a thing for a computer, they had to like air compress, try to clean it, and then they said just you have to wear it for like a couple of weeks to a month, and then they're like it'll start slowly working better. I was like, that's cool. It's not worth like to take it in to then get it like fully fixed to be like brand new. It's not worth how much it costs. So they're like, it's just you know, wear it around. It'll eventually come back to life, or try to. Like you might have to manually wind it up, which is when I just like shake it in circles like this to manually wind it up in the mornings. It's hot up here. You know, I don't know why I do this to myself, but in the summer, and it's like 80 outside, it's 90, and I drink hot coffee. I don't know, I just like hot coffee better. But, you know, I'm sweating bullets now. What about you guys? Hot or iced? As we wait for this trade to either lose or be victorious. Hot over iced, same. Especially if you go to like a coffee shop. If you get an iced coffee from a coffee shop, you're losing probably 70% of the coffee in your order. Versus like if you get that same size thing in a hot cup, you're getting so much more. That's my personal opinion. Like they fill that son of a good, like it's like the whole thing has got ice, and they give you like this much coffee. It's a sham. So at a coffee shop, hot always. There's a nice push. Well, that was short-lived. What am I thinking for NQ? Well, we took our low of day here on NQ. And we saw some nice displacement out of it with these bullish gaps. So we'll see if those hold. But, you know, it's also coming into this wall of a bearish gap and our 200 EMA right here and our previous day point of control. So I'm not sure. I mean, I'm long on ES, so I guess I should say that I would be long as well on NQ. But we'll see if, you know, my speculation on ES is right with these longs. But I've been watching ES more than NQ. But on NQ, we're at a massive resistance point, in my opinion. With the previous day point of control here and our 200 EMA. I mean, a good scalp opportunity would be if we see more displacement through here. There could be an entry. I don't know what our hourly looks like on NQ. NQ kind of inverted this gap here. Thoughts on orb strat? I love the orb strat. I like orb. I like to just know where orb is. So I wouldn't say that like I just break and take the orb. I like to know where the opening range is and then, you know, play structure off of the opening range. Or in this case, I'm playing like, or attempting an opening range reversal where we attempted to break our orb here, but then displaced back into our opening range, leaving behind a bullish gap and inverting this bearish engulfing on the 5-minute and closing above VWAP and 200 EMA. So I'm trying an opening range reversal play, but I think the opening range is a great strategy, especially for like creating a mechanical strategy and a mechanical edge, which is important if you struggle with, you know, one, entering trades and, you know, committing to a setup. It can help with that. But like right now it's the day before CPI and we're kind of stuck in some chop. But I love the orb strat. And I trade the 9:30 a.m. orb, not the 8 a.m. orb that some people trade. But it's good to always be aware of it. So I'm always, every day I draw it out. And, you know, you can look at it for continuation plays or reversal plays, or just understand where resistance might be, you know. Like right now we are struggling at that opening range midpoint. We broke below it down here on ES. It barely broke, and then we closed back into it, which, you know, was my kind of inkling that we could see an opening range, you know, like fake out reversal. But right now we are struggling at that orb midpoint, which also lines up with this bearish 5-minute gap right here. So it also helps you understand where potential like support resistance might be. So right now we're struggling at that midpoint, and I'm hoping it can break through, but it's looking like, you know, each pop just gets sold into. And if we break below this bullish engulfing candle on our 5-minute chart, it could be game over for this trade. But we're in it. We're going to see what we get. So anyway, Ricky C, for your question, since I'm long in ES, I have to, you know, stick with my guns here, and I would say that, you know, these bullish gaps right here on NQ after taking low of day could potentially provide support. If I was trading NQ though, the thing about ES is we broke above our 200 EMA. NQ we have not yet, so I potentially would wait to see if there's any sort of displacement through our 200 EMA and our previous day point of control right here to potentially look for a long. And once again, this is the 5-minute chart on NQ. So the question, would you ever enter in the middle of an open range using the orb strat? Some people trade that. Some people trade like, so in this instance, there's probably some people trading right now that saw that on the 5-minute chart here, we broke our 15-minute opening range. They probably will just throw a limit order down at the midpoint and say that, okay, the midpoint is also lining up with a 5-minute bearish gap. Like, I like that trade to potentially play a short down into low of day, which is totally fine, and that works. Or people scalp on, 1-minute chart at that midpoint, understanding that it could be resistance since we broke to the downside of the opening range. They're anticipating this to be resistance, so you can, trade scalps off of it. Or breaks above the midpoint, vice versa. Yeah, I mean, people use the midpoint all the time for breaks, holds, rejections, all that stuff. I feel like the orb consists of 3 levels. It's the opening range high, the midpoint, and the opening range low. That's how I see it. So I always have that midpoint on my opening range because I think the orb is 3 levels. But then you pair orb with a trending indicator like VWAP or an EMA or anything like that. It can help you weed out fake outs. It kind of help you understand things a little bit better. And I say that now, and I'm anticipating a fake out, but this also could just sell off down into lows once again. But we gave it a shot. So, and anytime I do play opening range fake outs, or I try to anticipate an opening range fake out, it's always a stressful trade. Like here, if we lose this trade, the journal will be like, you should have just trusted the, opening range break. Like opening range break, 5-minute bearish gap, like short down into lows. But we had our previous day point of control down here that I was anticipating to see support off of, and then we had a break with displacement back into our opening range and above the 200 EMA. So I gave longs a shot. I just don't want to see this bullish engulfing on the 5-minute right here get broken. Barely held it. I want to see this candle move. We need to see this move out of this area. Brutal. It's just a yikes on the 1 minute. I'd like to see this candle, see some movement off of it. I'd like to see some life here from the bulls. That's not good. Let's NQ up too. Come on, see some life. We're just sitting in here. Gold finding support off 200 EMA here. Looking to get a setup going for shorts to SPY 200 EMA. Yeah, the more that I'm in this trade and it's not going in the desired direction, the more I'm like, is this I don't know. Maybe longs weren't the play today, but I mean, there's some decent volume coming in here. SPY's at the 200 EMA. All right. I'll be back in 5. I gotta take my dog outside. I'll be back in 5 though. Maybe if I leave the screen, we'll hit take profit. But gotta take the pup out. I'll be back though. All right, we're back. So there's a something of substance and life happening on the dang charts right now. Look at that. Every pop gets sold into. There's finally a reaction there. Holy crap. I mean, we expected today to be a grind, expected this trade to be a grind, is what it is. You know, it is what it is. It's just how it goes. Just if we can get above this, you know, above that bearish gap midpoint would be nice. NDZ, question, if you're there. Are you nervous about the Madden curse? Is there a little bit of nerves, just a little, regarding the Madden curse? Nope. Nope. All right, I respect that. Not even slightly in the back of your mind, right? Slightly. Listen, I think I'd be just a little nervous. A little nervous of a little bit of a slump year, you know? The Madden, yeah, that's true. There you go. See, that's bringing reason. It's bringing logic and reason into things. It is gonna be interesting to see with a harder schedule what happens. You know, it's kind of like this will be a big test year. I feel like I don't know if you agree with that, but it's kind of like a big, like last year was a test year for sure, but this is like, you know, like even more of a be like, all right, what do we got, coach? What do we got, Caleb? Test year, schedule's a little bit more difficult, eyeballs on us. I respect that. That's a great rule. I'm gonna I mean, I kind of live by that rule too. I also think like jerseys are cool and all, but like I'm all about like like more like the vintagey like old T-shirts or like starter jackets. Like those are cool, but like yeah, I agree with that rule. Like my Green Bay jerseys are AJ Hawk, champion, Clay Matthews, champion, Rogers, champion, Favre, champion. So I'm on that same point, wavelength. Honestly, I just don't like getting like wide receiver or running backs jerseys. I don't like getting running back jerseys. I like defensive players, and obviously, if you have like you know, a good quarterback, that's also a solid jersey. Madden covers an award. Are you gonna get just the um, standard one? I don't know. What would you call that? Home, not home alternate, just home. Are you gonna go with the white or your what is those all orange ones? Blue stitched. Respect. Got to go with just the OGs. Timeless. The timeless classic. I agree. Just people throwing Chicago dogs around everywhere. You're getting mustard all over your white jersey. Mustard and relish everywhere. Ketchup, barbecue, and ketchup on it. I mean, because like the times you wear a football jersey, you're eating literally like grilled foods with sauces everywhere. It's like, yeah, of course it's gonna get stained. Especially with a few beers in the system, all safety goes out the window, and you're just chili everywhere, cheese dip, all the above, and that's just how it goes. This this trade is insane. Oh my god, what are we? An hour, 55 minutes. So we've been in this an hour, and it has gone nowhere. At this point, just give me the loss. Well, I'm gonna get more coffee. I think last time that worked. I left and we had a little bit of a move. We're gonna try that again. apologize. Still in the range. Yeah. Something's got to happen. I just feel like either this is what's going to happen. Either this is going to get taken or this is going to get taken. And I got either a take profit there or a stop. So what's going to happen? We'll see. I mean, if this literally stays in this range all day, I mean, it's got to be a world record. This also makes me feel like whenever we sit in a range like this, you know, there's going to be a sneaky tweet is going to be released about the Strait of H, and it's going to go pew, or pew. Gotta be careful what you say. As we sit more and more in this range, like, I don't know, what is NQ? NQ looks decent. YM sold off. Yikes. Thing is like, in this range, I feel like we're making more lower lows than higher highs. In terms of just wicks. Like, we posted that high, but never kind of retested it. But like these lows, like right here, this low, like then we made new low, and then a new low. I feel like things are kind of leading to the downside. Whereas like these highs are just not getting taken. Oh. This looks like this is it. Here it goes. I feel like this is gonna make new lows here. Like we had some high volume come in when we tested up here again. High volume, and then it's just been selling. We can see the volume bars. When we came up here, a bunch of volume came in, and now we're selling. And now this is probably going to go down to the lows. And here it goes. Those equal lows at the lows here. Should have trusted the bearish gap here. Always like your original thought, you know, your original thought of where you're like, maybe we should go short at that midpoint. Always trust your original thoughts. Just watching my broker. What's even going on? Yeah. Oh, there it is. There is the stop out. Yay. So, like so. Brutal. All right. Dang. I mean, maybe we can make a quick little flip here. So let's see. Don't let me down. I got a limit short at 7778. 7778, yeah. Limit short at 7778. We'll take it off the table if we take low of day, which is very likely. So this could just run down to low of day, and then I'll probably take the order off. But if we get a fill, come up to the midpoint, we get a fill. Last trade of the day. If we get filled. And if we don't get filled, look at this takes low a day, I'm done. Like what's Ugh. Well, I'm taking that ES trade off the table. Dang. Oh, right off the jump, I said it too. Midpoint of that bearish gap. Oh, I should have trusted it. In shorts, where was that? On 33.66 SPXU. We'll be right back. I'm trying an NQ short at 739.25. ES let me down today, so we're going to see what NQ has to offer. ES is so overextended. This last trade, if we get filled, last trade of the day. But previous day point of control, 200 EMA in this bearish gap. Had to push down. I mean, we're pushed down into this bullish gap, but we're trusting our indicators. $739.25 is the entry. Stop is at 29793. go fill. Bruh. I have a limit order on NQ at 739.25 right up here. We'll see if it gets tagged in. If ES takes low of day, I'm going to pull that order and then probably just stop trading for the day. So if ES takes low of day here, then I'm going to pull my NQ order and then I'll probably be done trading for the day. Okay. ES still hasn't taken that low of day. NQ's trying to get to that, my entry. NQ rejecting off previous day point of control and 200 EMA. I think I was wrong for longs, but here we are. Once again, if ES makes a new low of day, I'm pulling this NQ order off the table. So ES is close to it. See if ES wants to make a little bit of a pop and then bring NQ up with it. Tag me into the trade, and then I'm going to be monitoring my NQ trade to see, you know, potentially take profits, or at least, you know, take some off the table if ES takes that low day. So dang, someone's jamming outside. You guys hear that? Someone just driving by the neighborhood, blasting American Woman. That is insane. On a Tuesday afternoon? Chill out. Oh. Oh, see, that sucks. Sucks. Pulling the order. I feel like I screwed up. I don't know. I screwed up today. Shouldn't have been looking for longs. I got lost in the longs. Broke the orb. Beautiful bearish gap right here. And I was trying to long into it. Bad idea. Ugh, it's frustrating. It's a frustrating day. I don't know. That just wasn't smart. Oh, look at that. We had all those stacked lows down there too. I just should have. I don't know how to do that. Brutal. Right here, right off the jump, I was like, oh, let's see what happens if we test the midpoint. Darn it. Frustrating session. Felt like, you know, shorts were obvious. I don't know. That was a frustrating session. Shoot. Well, I'm done for the day. That's just a shame. Yeah. I don't know. Shorts were kind of obvious, I guess, looking back at it here. But, you know, I guess you never know. Could have gone either way. But frustrating day, especially on ES. I don't know, with the break of the orb, you know, I should have been a little bit more patient maybe. Waited for another reaction out of here. And then, you know, once we cleared this, I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky. Just walking away with the L for the day. We'll be back tomorrow for CPI, but frustrating day. Post some recaps, make some content around it. But felt like we could have done better. We could have shorted up here. Especially with the break and all this consolidation right here. Like, this was some key resistance. And sure enough, we sold off from it. I feel like I overcomplicated the day. Which, you know what, that's on me. But we get better. Move on. But anyway, that's it for today. That's all we're doing on the stream. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully we get some better trading conditions. I mean, these were fine conditions. We had a nice move. We just were on the wrong side. We're just on the wrong side. And probably could have done better to avoid that, but you know what? Is what it is. We're fine. That's where we manage risk. So we'll be back tomorrow, see what we can get. But yeah, see you.